basics, positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. And man, I just want to share something with you guys about the American flag and about communities where you see a lot of American flags and trucks. That is a community that has values, that stands together in solidarity, and most likely the neighbors have a sense of communication among each other. I grew up in communities where people shared the same values and they had the American flag in front of their house or somewhere close to their house, representing America. Coming from Los Angeles to Arizona, I was warned to watch out because there were a lot of people in Arizona that drove trucks and that represented the American flag. And when I heard that, I got excited. I got excited because I would be around other people that held the same values, people that believed in the fabric of what this country was founded on, that if confronted would back you up if you stood by that same flag. I grew up on a military base for a large part of my childhood life, and the flag stood strong on the base. We would often go to the edge of the base perimeter that I lived on and watch the American ships come by and wave at the men that served in the military on those ships. It was very impressive. I felt good that I was American, that I lived on a base where everybody looked out for each other. There was no divide. There was no talk of separation. I would go to my white friend's house because that's what, you guys are used to hearing white. I just call him a person, but my friend who was white, and we would have French toast sometimes, or pancakes, and I would go to my other friend's house who was Filipino. We would have lumpia or a roasted pig. I'd go to my other friend's house. We'd have maybe a Panamanian dish. I'd go to my other friend's house and we'd have some type of Spanish dish. I'd go to my other friend's house. Maybe we would have a dish that was native to Hawaii or something from the islands. Man, I didn't grow up with all this bullshit. I didn't grow up with the separation. I didn't grow up with the divide. And one thing I realized growing up was that people were people, and you treated a person according to how you want to be treated. And there was a level of respect, and there was a level of pride. And if you came to America wanting to become a part of the melting pot, wherever you came from, you left behind. Now, if you came here and you wanted to say, hey, I'm from Italy, or, I'm from Ireland, I'm from Mexico, you might have that particular flag represented, but you have that American flag right next to it. And that's how I grew up. And living in San Francisco, one of the most diverse cities in America, in the 80s, hanging out with people from all over the world, I never felt any sense of racism, any sense of the negativity. There were people who believed in one, principle of sexuality and another principle over here, but that never even came into thought, man, when I was going to school. And you were just proud to be a part of something. I went to Martin Luther King Junior High School, and they didn't even have a sports program, but they really stressed academics. Academics back then meant something. Scholastics meant something. We, strive to have the highest test scores out of all the schools in California. Our teachers really impressed on us that being smart was being cool. Going to get a certificate for having a 4.0 grade point average meant something. Being able to write in calligraphy meant something. Being able to be in Algebra 2 as a 7th grader meant something. I mean, they really pushed us at that school, and it was a school of predominantly minority students, but everybody was all about good grades because nobody played sports. So everybody, your sport was your report card, and you always wanted. Everybody showed their report card off. You like, hey, let me see your report card. And if your report card had C's or D's on it, man, they would talk mess about you all day long. That was the difference, man. They would cap. Frisco had some cappers. I had some Filipino friends that would cap you, man. And man, you would be embarrassed. I mean, everybody capped. There was a lot of kids from the projects. Shout out to, the Swamps and 3rd Street and all the, man, they had kids there that really had a lot of character. And I'm glad I grew up in that environment and got to see that. And I got to skateboard in San Francisco and go to Hunters Point, HP Dish and Chinatown Banks and Embarcadero and, hang out with all these people and just be around such culture and diversity, Haight Street and, it's Fisherman's Wharf. It was really something, man. And, going back to the American flag and the big trucks out here in Arizona, shout out to AZ and those who represent America, those who take pride in what this country still stands for. And I'm not in a position mentally to want to give up on it. And I've been through the worst in this country, having put myself in situations where I've been locked up, but I still believe that this is one of the greatest places for opportunity and a chance to become something if you believe in yourself and you don't have the victim mentality. So to all those who warned me about the lifted trucks and the flags, I never told you I grew up on a military base where there were flags all around me, the American flag, and we used to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and we used to really believe in what America stood for as far as protecting and providing, for the family. And that's why I grew up. So I never tripped off of seeing the flags or lifted trucks because I know that there's more to it than that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And subscribe to the channel. Go to BigHerc916.com, pick you up some merch.
Are you tired of smelling funky? Have you lost your ass? Go to BigHerc916.com and get to Nutsack Run.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in.
Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.